Welcome back to another episode of My Legacy Garage. We're in the house today because we've got a problem. Common problem. Oh, fart water. Anybody who has a well probably has experienced fart water at some point in their life. Want to know what fart water is? Want to know how to get rid of fart water? Stick around. I'm going to learn you. Fart water really is hydrogen sulfide gas. And it can occur anywhere in any well, in plumbing. It can be caused by bacteria, it can be caused by decay, it can just happen. There's not really definitive answers as to why it happens or where it comes from or any of that fun stuff. But what I do know is it's not particularly harmful if you drink it. The rotten egg smell is the worst part of it. So what I have done here where we have well water is get a filter system. And not one of them big expensive jobbies, but something pretty simple, inexpensive, easy to maintain. I change the filter every 6 months, usually when I start smelling rotten eggs in the water, because I forget. Having to change the filter is also a great time just to give a little reminder to go and check on the wellhead and make sure you haven't hit it with the mower or something, you didn't know about it. Make sure everything's okay, it's not all busted up or anything, because stuff getting down in the well, that's no bueno. One of the downsides to living on the eastern shore of Maryland is there really isn't any basements. It's all crawl spaces. This one's pretty big as crawl spaces go. Sometimes, you know, they're more like a army crawl space. But this one's not so bad. Just make sure you don't mind spiders. What we've got here is a filter that does sediment and taste and odor. It is a Sterling water treatment taste odor filter, reduction of chlorine, odors, sediment, and bad taste. Now, some of you city slickers out there might think, my God, that's an awful lot of work, getting under the house and all that just so you can have water that doesn't taste like farts. Well, I don't like city water with all the chlorine and fluorine and all that stuff in it. So I really much prefer well water that's pure, pumped right out of the earth. Even if it does have a few imperfections in it, I don't mind doing this every 6 months so that I can have nice fresh water. FYI, in case you were wondering, it's a CB1005 5-micron carbon block. That's what this filter is. And the housing here you can get just about anywhere. Usually wherever you buy this from, you can get this. Get yourself some 3/4 CPVC, a couple unions for up here, a couple shut-off valves to isolate it, and you're right as rain. Well, let's go ahead and get this thing switched out. There is an awful lot of sediment in there. It's pretty gross. Let me get you in here so you can look at that. Here you can get a good look at the whole filter housing and the sediment and crap that's in it. So we're going to go ahead and get that changed out and put the new one in. So step one in this adventure is to shut the shut-off valves off on either side of it and isolate it so you don't get sprayed in the face with a bunch of water. And then I keep this down here on a string so that it's always here and it doesn't get lost. A little bit of water is inevitably going to come out, so prepare yourself for that. Oh, that's tight. Let's reposition a little. There we go. And we're going to hang that back up there. Turn this down. There we go. We're going to take the old filter out, which is pretty gross and stinks pretty bad. And we're going to pour all that nasty water out of there. Looks pretty good. We're gonna give her a little rinse there. That looks good. And we're gonna get our new filter. Carefully unwrap it. Of course, once your hands are all wet, you can't actually grip anything. There we go. Doesn't matter which way they go. As long as you get in there, sat on the little nipple it sits on. Make sure your gaskets are good. And stick this one up in here. Crank her in. Tighten her up so that everything's good and snug. And then you can turn the water back on and watch her fill. There you have it, folks. No more fort water for another 6 months. This whole setup, I don't know, maybe 50 bucks. I don't even remember. It wasn't even that expensive. I can't remember how much it cost. It's been in here for a couple of years. Works great. I highly recommend it. That'll about do it, folks. We learned fart water stinks like rotten eggs. I don't like city water. A lot of other people don't. Some people love city water and hate well water. And we learned, most importantly, how to cure fart water. I hope it was a help. Please think about subscribing. See what we do with the truck here next. And for more helpful around the house advice. You never know what I'm going to come up with. I kind of like to do everything myself whenever possible, so it can get pretty interesting. Thanks for watching My Legacy Garage. We'll see you next time.